welcome back to the Body from Minds podcast. Firstly, let me say this. I know how busy the season is, and that's why I'm especially grateful that you're taking the time to be here with me. If you tuned in last time, you heard me talk about how during the holidays, the pace of everything, as well as the overall setup really, is stacked against us and our nervous system. Irritability and anger are often closer than usual when your nervous system doesn't get the reset it needs. So today, I want to shift gears and talk about what you can actually do to support yourself, your body, and your nervous system in this season. And to do that, we need to differentiate between the things we can influence and the things we cannot. Once that becomes clear, it's much easier to choose from a menu of options that genuinely support your system without adding more pressure or guilt. Let's start with the things that are mostly out of our control, because our brains love to fixate on them. These are things like the timing of Christmas parties at work, school recitals and holiday events, how long schools close for the holidays, traffic, delays, last-minute changes, the comments we get at family gatherings. While all of this can be annoying or even triggering, focusing your emotional energy on things you cannot change only drains you. So instead, we gently shift the focus toward what you can influence, even in a season that feels overwhelming. Here's what is actually within your sphere of influence: which events you actually attend, how much you eat and drink, how you respond to snarky or boundary-crossing comments, how you honor what matters to you and your immediate family, how you integrate movement into an already busy season. Each of these choices can meaningfully shift how regulated or dysregulated your nervous system feels. This isn't about becoming more productive. This is about supporting your body so it can support you. Let's walk through each of these. Movement is often the first thing that disappears in December, and the thing your nervous system needs the most. And you know what? You don't need hour-long workouts. Small movement units matter just as much, if that's all that's available right now. So don't dismiss movement. Build it in whenever and wherever you can. Some simple ideas are short walks, even 5 minutes, or just quickly going to the door, take a deep breath of cold air if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Just a quick move back and forth. Getting up to get a glass of water, but do it regularly. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator. I know you've heard that one in diet culture, but it gets your body moving. And this is not about losing weight or running off the calories. Stretching every hour. You can even set an alarm for that. Just a small stretch. Something where you really feel it releases you. One thing I love is spinal twists, so mobilize the spine or stretching out the hip because the hip stores a lot of tension. You could also do 10 squats while brushing your teeth or moving around at parties instead of planting yourself in one spot. And you know what the added benefit? You get to network, especially if it's obviously a business Christmas party, a work Christmas party. And then during the holidays themselves, invite family members on walks. That provides movement and the connection that you're craving. Or open the dance floor after dinner and let everyone pick a song. That makes for a really funny playlist, especially if the kids join and you've got Baby Shark next to, 80s disco song or whatever. Movement doesn't need to be formal. I think that's the takeaway, but it needs to happen. Another thing you can influence is choosing events intentionally. And this might be one of the most empowering shifts you can make. You are not obligated to attend every event you're invited to, even if you always have. Before saying yes, consider, does this event energize me or drain me? And if it drains me, is there still a meaningful benefit to going? that might be the case, especially in a work setting where you maybe get to network with people you don't normally meet so much. Do I actually want to go, or am I afraid of disappointing others or someone in particular? And then what will this cost my nervous system? Or what am I giving up by saying yes? That could be rest, family time, recovery, or an exercise opportunity. You are allowed to choose what you attend based on what you need, not what others expect. Sometimes the kindest thing you can say is, I won't make it this time, but I hope you have a wonderful evening. And if it feels right, you can add, let's get together sometime soon, though. A small boundary, a huge difference in your capacity. Now let's move on to eating and drinking with awareness, not restriction. December comes with heavier meals, more sweets, richer foods, and often more alcohol. And this is not a diet culture conversation, right? This is about how food and alcohol affect your body and your nervous system. And only you know that, and you need to make those decisions. But they play a role, and they are shifts you can make if you choose to. And small considerations make a big difference. One thing, don't go to events starving. It increases overwhelm. Maybe you are already tense, or probably you are already tense, and then food is being served later, or there are only nibbles and finger food, and that don't really fill you up. So if you're already on edge, make sure you don't go anywhere starving. Then consider alternating alcohol with water for better sleep, because alcohol may help you fall asleep, but disrupts REM sleep, and that is your emotional processing sleep. If you want to dive deeper into that, check out the previous episode. Most importantly, in all of this discussion, pay attention to how your body feels, not what you should eat or drink or how much. Even if it feels awkward to decline drink when everyone is toasting with champagne. Listen to your body. Not every day or every event will be the same. And asking yourself, how am I feeling right now? What's coming up tomorrow and the next day? And what will support me and my body best? There's no judgment. It's just awareness. Now, you won't be able to avoid snarky or odd comments completely, right? At family gatherings anyways. There's always that one uncle or aunt or whoever who makes a weird comment. And if you follow me on Instagram or YouTube, you've already seen some of the concrete scripts that I've shared for navigating these moments. So here I'll only I'll only share high-level scripts, because you can choose how you react to those comments and how much energy and attention you give them. People will comment on your kids, your body, your parenting, your choices, your career, or, all of it in one go. They always manage that somehow. And you don't need the perfect comeback, of course, but you need a regulated one that fits your energy in that moment. So like I said, here are a few high-level options. If you want to have more concrete examples, just go check out Instagram or YouTube. You could just respond with a neutral redirect. That's an interesting take. And then just change the subject. Or you could set a soft boundary and say, we're doing what works for us right now, or I'm doing what works for me right now. You could respond with disengagement. I'm just going to help in the kitchen. I'm going to check on the kids, or, I've got to refill my drink, right? So that way you've got an exit strategy. You just don't come back and then say, I got held up by so-and-so, or, yeah, it took longer than I thought. And it's okay to use an exit strategy, because not every comment or every person is worth your energy that you're trying to keep the connection with them. And that's a conscious choice you can make, and you should make in some cases. And lastly, you could just name your boundary and not their behavior. So you could just simply say, I'm not discussing this today. I'm not talking shop today. I want to focus on the holidays. I want to focus on connection. And none of these options that I just mentioned normally escalate the situation unless that person really wants to escalate that situation, in which case, you always have got the option to use the exit strategy, the disengagement strategy. But all of them protect your energy, and that's the important part. Now, another thing you can influence is honoring what matters to your family. Holiday expectations often come from everywhere, except where they should come from, your own home. This year, try asking what matters most to us. What are we doing just because it's tradition or expected? What feels nourishing and what feels draining? Maybe you skip the big extended family brunch. Maybe you order food instead of cooking 3 dishes from scratch. Maybe gifts are simplified. Maybe instead of running from event to event, you choose one meaningful thing. Maybe instead of staying home, you go on holidays and escape the whole chaos. The holiday season should really light you up and not drain or suffocate you. And lastly, I want to share something that we've all needed once in a while, which is an emergency script. So when irritation is already here, and there will be moments when you're irritated or really angry, if not furious. Even with the best intentions, the best boundaries, and the best practices, irritation will still sneak in sometimes, especially in this season. So here's your in-the-moment emergency script to regulate your nervous system before you spiral. Say it silently or whisper it to yourself. Whatever is possible, whatever feels right to you. The first step is name it. I'm irritated. I'm angry. I'm furious. And that's a signal. My body is signaling I am not failing. And the second step is to breathe low and slow. If you can, if it works, if you're not in a crowd, place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. And if not, just do the breathing part. Lengthen your exhale and feel your body release tension. Just slowly as you exhale, you can really imagine the tension exiting your body and repeat as often as possible or as it feels good. And then the third step is to release a small amount of energy. So not just the tension in your body, but the energy, which you do through movement, like unclenching your jaw. We keep it simple because I'm assuming that this happens in a situation where you're with other people there, or you drop your shoulders. You can check out your hands discreetly, like maybe make fists and release. Or if you don't want anybody to see anything at all, you press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and release and repeat that. So these are all really small movements that can help you release tension, because there often are places where we hold tension. And then the fourth step could be, depending on how you feel by now, to orient to safety. So look around, including behind you, and find 3 neutral objects. This grounds your nervous system in the present and helps you signal to your nervous system, to your body, that you're safe. And the 5th step would be to ask yourself, what do I need now? Right? It's okay if you just feel like, okay, I've got to go to the bathroom for a minute, maybe get some cold water in my face just to really let go of this, whatever it was that happened that triggered your anger, your irritation. Maybe you need to go for a quick walk, or maybe you need a hot tea, or, maybe you need somebody to give you a hug. But don't ask, what do others expect from me and what should I be doing right now? It's really just, what do I need now? It brings you back to clarity instead of reactivity. And it also brings you back to yourself. And you can use these strategies anytime. You can use them in the kitchen, in the bathroom, on a walk, in the middle of a conversation, and your body will help you shift quickly from irritation and anger if you allow it to. But if you want more support in creating calm, and something you can use in the moment before irritation tips you over the edge, or even before you enter those conversations, download my holiday calm meditation. It's about 3 minutes long. You don't need any equipment. There's no overthinking. Just a reset your body will thank you for. The link is in the show notes. If today's episode gave you a sense of relief, clarity, or empowerment, share it with another ambitious mom who might need this reminder. Or leave a review. It helps others who are thinking of tuning in, and it means the world to me. See you next time.